As you're scrolling through videos, you have to make a decision. Do I stop and watch this, or should I look for something else?
If you're looking to improve your English fluency, let us help you make that decision. We're going to look at words that are often paired together in advanced English.
To make a decision is our first example of words that you'll often hear and should use together. A decision is made.
To make a decision means to choose something after thinking about it carefully. This phrase is used in both personal life and at work when you need to pick between different options. Making decisions is important for leaders, managers, and anyone who wants to solve problems or achieve goals. A few example sentences are:
After talking for hours, the team finally made a decision about the new project. She made a decision to study abroad for her master's degree.
Take advantage means to use a situation or opportunity to get what you want. It can be positive, like using a chance, or negative, like using someone unfairly. This phrase is common in personal, business, and academic contexts where opportunities arise that can be beneficial. Some example sentences are:
He took advantage of the sale to buy a new computer at a lower price. The company took advantage of the good market conditions to grow. To give a presentation means to talk about a topic in front of people, often with slides or other visuals. This is common in schools, workplaces, and conferences where you need to explain or show information clearly to an audience. If we use it in a few sentences:
She gave a presentation on the latest research at the conference. The marketing team gave a presentation about the new ad campaign to the board. Raise an issue means to bring up a problem or topic for discussion. This is done in meetings, discussions, or conversations when you want to talk about something important that needs attention or a solution. To use it in some sentences:
In the meeting, he raised an issue about the project's budget problems. She raised the issue of safety at work during the staff meeting. To bear in mind means to remember something important when you're thinking about doing something else. It's a way to remind others to consider important information or factors that might affect their decision or actions. To use it in some sentences:
Bear in mind that the deadline for the project is next Friday. When planning the event, bear in mind the different dietary needs of the guests. Break new ground means to do something new and innovative. This is often used in science, technology, and creative fields to talk about important new developments that change the way people think or work. Some example sentences would be:
The research team broke new ground with their new way of treating the disease. Her book broke new ground in the genre of historical fiction. To draw a conclusion means to decide if something is true after thinking about the facts or evidence. This is used when analyzing information or making decisions based on what you know, often in academic, scientific, or investigative contexts. A few example sentences would be:
After looking at all the data, the scientists drew a conclusion about the experiment's results. From his observations, he drew the conclusion that the market would soon recover.
Set a precedent means to do something that others will follow in the future. This is used in legal, business, and other contexts where early actions affect what happens next and establishes a standard for others. Some example sentences would be,
the court's decision set a precedent for future cases like this. The company's new policies set a precedent for the whole industry. To commit a crime means to do something illegal. This phrase is used in law enforcement, and everyday language to talk about breaking the law, from minor offenses to serious crimes. A couple example sentences are,
the suspect was arrested for committing a crime involving theft. He knew the consequences of committing a crime and decided to change his life. Holding a conversation means to talk with someone for a while, exchanging ideas or information. This is important for building relationships, sharing thoughts, and understanding others in both personal and professional settings. We can use it in a couple of sentences.
They held a conversation about their future plans over dinner. It's important to hold a conversation with your team to understand their concerns. To run a business means to manage and operate a company. This involves taking care of finances, operations, marketing, and other aspects to ensure the business works well and makes money. It requires strong organizational and leadership skills. If we use this in some sentences,
she has been running a successful business for over 10 years. Running a business requires strong leadership and organizational skills.
Gaining insight means to get a deep understanding or valuable knowledge about something. This is important for learning, research, and making informed decisions. Insight helps you see things more clearly and understand complex situations better. A few example sentences would be,
through the survey, they gained insight into customer preferences. Traveling to different countries helped him gain insight into diverse cultures. To put emphasis means to give special importance or attention to something. This is used in teaching, presentations, and conversations to highlight important points and ensure they are understood by the audience. Emphasizing key points can help communicate your message more effectively. To use this in some sentences,
in her speech, she put emphasis on the importance of mental health. The teacher put emphasis on practicing grammar during the lessons.
Reaching a consensus means that a group of people agrees on something. This is important in decision-making, negotiations, and teamwork to make sure everyone agrees on a plan or solution. Consensus helps ensure that decisions are accepted and supported by the group. Some sentences with this would be,
after long discussions, the team reached a consensus on the project's direction. It was hard to reach a consensus, but they finally agreed on the new policy. To undertake a task means to start and do a specific job or duty. This is used in both work and school when someone is given a responsibility to complete. Undertaking a task involves planning, effort, and often working with others to achieve the goal. Here's some example sentences.
She was happy to undertake the task of organizing the company's annual event. They undertook the task of renovating the old building with great enthusiasm. To keep in touch means to continue communicating with someone regularly, even if you are not physically close. This is often used in personal relationships, friendships, and professional networks to maintain connections over time. Here are some examples.
They promised to keep in touch after she moved to another city. It's important to keep in touch with old friends and colleagues. To make an effort means to try hard to do something, putting in time and energy. This phrase is used in both personal and professional contexts. where determination and hard work are needed to achieve a goal. Here are a few example sentences.
He made an effort to finish the project before the deadline. She always makes an effort to help others in need. To catch someone's attention means to make someone notice something or someone. This is used in marketing, communication, and everyday interactions when trying to stand out or engage others. Some example sentences would be,
The bright colors of the advertisement caught my attention. His interesting speech caught the audience's attention immediately. To make a difference means to have a positive impact on a situation or someone's life. This phrase is used in both personal and social contexts, often relating to charity, volunteering, or everyday actions that improve conditions. A couple example sentences would be,
volunteering at the shelter really made a difference in her community. He believes that small actions can make a big difference.
To take responsibility means to accept the duty or blame for something. This is used in personal, professional, and legal contexts, where accountability is important, and one must own their actions or decisions. Some examples are,
she took responsibility for the mistake and apologized to the team. Parents must take responsibility for their children's education and well-being. To play a role means to be involved in a particular situation or activity and have an impact on the outcome. This is used in various contexts, including work, social situations, and personal relationships, where someone's involvement significantly influences events or decisions. Here are some example sentences.
The manager played a crucial role in the project's success. Teachers play a significant role in shaping their students' futures. To make progress means to move forward or improve in a task, project, or skill. This is commonly used in educational, professional, and personal development contexts, where continuous improvement and achieving milestones are important. A few examples are,
she made significant progress in learning Spanish over the summer. The team is making progress on the new software development project.
To pay attention means to focus on something or someone carefully. This is essential in learning, listening, and observing, where being attentive helps to understand and respond appropriately. It is often used in educational settings and instructions. Here are a couple of example sentences.
The teacher asked the students to pay attention during the lesson. Drivers need to pay attention to road signs to avoid accidents. To take action means to do something to achieve a goal or solve a problem. This phrase is used in personal, professional, and social contexts, where it is important to move beyond planning and actively address an issue or situation. A few example sentences are,
the government decided to take action to reduce pollution levels. After discussing the issue, they agreed it was time to take action. To come to an agreement means to reach a mutual understanding or decision after discussion or negotiation. This is often used in legal, business, and personal contexts, where parties need to agree on terms, conditions, or plans to move forward. Here are some examples.
After hours of negotiation, both sides finally came to an agreement. The two companies came to an agreement on the merger terms. To keep an eye on means to watch something or someone carefully, to ensure that everything is going well or to prevent problems. This is commonly used in personal, professional, and security contexts where vigilance and monitoring are important for safety or success. We can use this in a few sentences.
Please keep an eye on the soup while it's cooking to make sure it doesn't boil over. The manager asked her assistant to keep an eye on the financial reports for any discrepancies. To give someone a hand means to help someone with a task or job, often by offering practical assistance. This phrase is used in both personal and professional contexts, where teamwork and support are needed to complete a task more efficiently. Some examples are:
Can you give me a hand with moving these boxes? The volunteers gave the event organizers a hand in setting up the venue.
If you'd like this lesson, please let us know by hitting the thumbs up. Until next time, keep learning.
And we'll talk soon.